Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Greatly Grant channel. In this channel, we are talking about the UAG grant updates and information, and also we are also going to be updating you on the Theobarth and IMF and other grant informations. If you are new on this channel, consider subscribing so that when next we publish our next video, you will be kindly notified. Thank you once again for having me on Greatly channel. Bye for now.
And I'm here again to actually put some clarity into some matters that have been thronging the ecosystem just in recent and later more reflective periods. We've been hearing some questions and submissions throbbing around the message that the appeal of Pastor Pascal Anyao, the youth leader for NGO CEOs, to the government, just I think yesterday, as we also aired it on this particular channel. So, but then I think some calls also have been directed to Reverend Eli, who is out to say one or two things regarding this. But I'm going to holistically really profile response to this on a larger scale after his submission. So please pay attention to the end. It's still at the wake of our expectations and delivery of this mandate. Thank you very much, Reverend Eli. Your time now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You make me talk when I do not want to talk. This one that all of you are carrying headache here and there. Our brother Pastor Pascal Anyao is not a member of Pioneer. And so he does not know as much as you know. Not to talk of myself. He does not know much about Pioneer. Neither did he even refer to anything about Pioneer. He is not there. He didn't know how much the government have given approval to all these disbursements. Okay, Apostle Ken and all the rest have already been given an approval to go and disburse all of them by the Tinubu government. Is he aware of that? If he was aware, will he come out to say these things? You people don't reason far as to look at what he is saying. I'm sorry to use that word. I'm sorry. I'm very, very sorry. You reason far. You are correct in your brain and you are reasoning very, very well. But please, 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 on this particular issue now, you should have waited to ask me. That is what we are hearing from Pastor Pascal. How true is it? Then you wait for me to respond. I'm just hearing it for the first time, if not because of my brother, who's a barrister that just saw it and decided to call me on private note and WhatsApp me. I wouldn't have known what was going on because I've been busy since yesterday till this moment. Look at the time I'm giving you this voice note now. I have not slept. And sleep not even day my eye because I have a lot of people to answer before I will go to bed today. So please.
All right. Thank you very much, Reverend Eli, for that submission. I perceive that Reverend Eli has been taunted, A lot of air jacking, nose drawing, air pulling, I think has happened to him. That's why he talked the way he's talking. There's been a lot of news and some mixed feelings also surrounding that message that he delivered to the government just yesterday. And the two names that have stood out between yesterday and today is that of Ambassador Pascal Anyao and Apostle Professor Ken. Now listen to me right now. Ambassador Pascal's words actually came first. His message was directed openly to the government. And what was it doing? It was appealing on behalf of the masses for the disbursement to be fast-tracked so that people can finally breathe. His voice, like the cry of a lot of Nigerians, was actually genuine. It was full of concern and also born out of a desire to see lives being transformed. He was appealing to the government for the disbursement of the long-awaited, grant. And but we must understand something very important here, that while Ambassador Pascal appeals, why his appeal represent the voice of the people, it does not necessarily mean that he has access to the inner workings of the disbursement machineries. Now, after his message yesterday, came also the clarion call from Apostle Ken later at night. And this is where the story became clear. Apostle Ken, unlike many others, has been at the very center of the process. He has been working so quietly. He has been working carefully and also strategically with people who truly matters on the inside. And this is why his tone was not that of appeal. Apostle Ken's tone was not that of appeal as it was with Ambassador Pascal. His tone was that of announcement and direction. Now, Ambassador Pascal's appeal was crying for help to come to the masses. But Apostle Ken's voice was declaring that help is already at the door. So we shouldn't mix the two of them together. There is a difference here. It may confuse some that Ambassador Pascal's was actually speaking with uncertainty. He was speaking with uncertainty. That's why the plea was coming forth to the government. But Apostle Ken spoke with authority. And this difference is not a contradiction, actually. It is rather, it's a reflection of access and also a reflection of knowledge. What you know is bigger than what you don't know. What you don't have access to, you can only appeal. But what you have access to, you are authorized to declare. And these are where the two of them are standing. Ambassador Pascal was speaking from the outside, looking in. He meant well, yes, but he was not privy to the core strategies and the decisions that was being taken on the inside. His cry was a public one. It was an appeal for intervention to the government on behalf of the masses. But Apostle Ken was speaking from the inside to the outside. Ambassador Pascal was speaking from the outside to the inside, but Apostle Ken was speaking from the inside out. He was not appealing, he was announcing. And that's the difference. In other words, his words carried certainty because he was deliberately positioned, where decisions are made and where the final touches are actually being perfected. So it's not by accident that Apostle Ken kept his inner circle so tight and secretive. We must not forget that the betrayals of the past are still quite so intact in the grand ecosystem. People who once had access, they misused it. They really misused it. They spread wrong information about the county director. They weakened the trust, and they almost sabotaged the entire process in time past. And for this reason, Apostle Ken no longer gives free access to those who only come close for their own personal gain. Even names that used to be familiar, like Obinwagbo, Ngwarachuku, what's the name of this guy again? OCG and the rest of them like that, and others, they no longer have some insider access or knowledge to whatever is going on the inside. They may speak, but their voices are not carrying the true picture of whatever is happening on the inside. I can tell you that only a few, carefully chosen and tested, are working directly with Apostle Ken. Only a few. And this is why his message carries so much weight. He said the next voice you will hear is that of direction on how you will go about it. And then the voice of congratulations. You know what that means? Disbursement is at the door. The most important part of Apostle Ken's declaration is that disbursement. He might not have said disbursement or said anything about disbursement, but the voice of direction on what you will do is conclusive. It's conclusive. This statement is not just motivational, it is a prophetic statement, it is a strategic statement. Now think of a door for a moment. For instance, a door is the final barrier that exists between you and the room that you are just about to enter. Now once you are at the door, you are already at the edge of your breakthrough. You can even smell, you can feel, and you can sense what is on the inside if you are at the door. And that's exactly where we are right now in this entire process. For years, people have been waiting, they have been hoping, they have been enduring the delays, and it felt like being in the wilderness, long starry nights, dry days, a lot of unanswered questions. But now, the atmosphere is changing very fast. The door is right before us, and Apostle Ken has boldly announced that we are no longer far away from this scheme. And this is why he has emphasized that the next thing we will hear will not be appeals. It won't be excuses. It won't be explanations. It's going to be direction and also congratulations. Yes. And direction actually means that there would be clear instructions on what to do, how to do it, and where to position yourself to benefit from what is coming. Congratulations is that the long wait is actually over with, and the fruit of our patience are finally here. Now, another important truth that we must understand is this. A lot of people, even those who look connected, they do not know what is happening behind the scenes, and this is by design. Apostle Dr. Ken has carefully shielded the real operations from the public view. He has done this for two main reasons. There were two main reasons attached to this precisely. The first is to prevent the betrayal. History has always shown that when too many people know sensitive details, the risk of sabotaging the process would increase. And some will share information with wrong motives, some would distort the truth, and others would also run ahead of the process and then finally cause some confusion in the system. So by limiting access, he has kept the mission safe. That is one important reason why he desires to prevent to actually hush some information to the public layer. Second one is to preserve the timing. Now everything has its own appointed time. Yes, information that is shared too early can create unnecessary panic or false expectations. So Apostle Ken knows that timing is everything, and so he reveals only what is necessary at the right time. And this is why the voice like Ambassador Pascal may be sincere but not fully informed. And this is why we should also not allow confusion to creep in. The true signal is not from those outside, but from the ones that is leading on the inside. So at this point, what should we do with this information? The answer is very simple. Hold on and stay prepared for the direction of Apostle Ken. Don't be discouraged by any delays. The fact that disbursement is at the door is actually meaning that the longest part of the journey is already behind us. So we are to look forward for the next instruction, because the next announcement will not be vague. It's going to be quite directional, specific, and precise. It's going to guide us on what steps to take next. Then we must also ensure to guide our heart against confusion. A lot of people will be asking, we continue to speak, and only the voice that carries the blueprint of what is truly happening is worth listening to. So be ready to celebrate. Apostle Ken has made it clear that congratulations are coming, and that means that our testimonies will soon be testimonies will soon be on every lips right now. So the moment is bigger. This moment actually is bigger than money alone. It's a turning point for families, for communities, and for even the nation at this very time. So we should understand the strategy of his secrecy and that of his silence, and also that of selective partnership. It is not weakness, it is just wisdom. It's just wisdom. It's just doing like Nehemiah in the Bible, who kept his plans hidden until the time was right to actually rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. And now that the work is at the finishing line, the announcement has come. And we must not confuse the cry of appeal with the voice of assurance. Ambassador Pascal did well to raise the concerns of the people to the government, but his appeal was the cry of an outsider that is looking in. And Apostle Ken's message, in other words, in other veins, was the declaration of an insider who knows what is already concluded. So the difference is simple. One is hoping, the other is announcing. And we must hold firmly to the announcement, because it is not based on guesswork. It is on access and authority. So I think we should just we should keep it at that. No more confusion, no more doubt. The message is clear. Disbursement is at the door. And the next voice you're going to hear is the voice of direction. And after direction would come congratulations. So hold on to this and prepare your hearts, for very soon what we have all been waiting for will become a reality before us. And on that day, the cry of a lot of people for many years would turn into a song of joy, and every tears of waiting would be replaced with the laughter of testimony. It's happening shortly, and you and I are going to be part of this process. Thank you very much, and I want to wish you a lovely night rest. Don't forget, we are at the edge of this promise, so don't you ever fade. It's coming to pass very fast. In case you are new, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell so that you don't miss out on vital update. Thank you very much, and I wish you a very blissful night rest. God bless you.